Hello. So thank you for joining us on Encounter Roleplay today to have a wonderful, calm, totally friendly, not confusion-inducing session of Zweihander. I have a lovely cast with me here today to engage in Gala of the Damned. But let's start off introducing our cast. Quinn.
Hello, I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on Twitter. I use she, they pronouns, and today I'm playing Ronan Henley, who uses they, them pronouns.
And Doc Crimbo.
Taking my tusks out for the introduction so you can understand me when it's important. I'm Doc, or Justin, and I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitter, and today I'm playing Shirk the Ogre, who does have tusks, so I'll put these back in.
And Raven.
Hello, I am Raven. I use she pronoun. I'll be playing Jessica Tracy, a hard-boiled investigator, and she also uses she, her pronouns.
And then our lovely, lovely hermit.
That was so loaded the way you said that. I'm not scared at all. Talking shit about you in tunnel earlier, which you totally saw. Hi everyone, I'm Hermit, half Rs, sometimes full Rs, occasionally. Lydia, always. I'm playing Mari Felborn, a halfling bounty hunter today, and we both go by she, her.
And then I love his hat. Please, Grant.
Hi, I am Tom Grant, TP_Grant on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Lorenzo de Raya, who also uses he, him.
And finally, I am Gabe James Games, today, and for a few more Wednesdays, I am your Game Master and Dreadlord. But before we get into the game, I wanted to thank our sponsors, Zweihander, for all the help that you've given us for this game. But let's ask and get to know more from Past Charlie.
Past Charlie here to tell you about a few of our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds is our virtual tabletop of choice, providing us access to roles, tokens, maps, and more. You can try it today for free at fantasygrounds.com. While you're there, why not check out Fantasy Grounds Unity? World Anvil is a remarkable resource, whether you're a writer, GM, or player, organizing your campaign notes or building an entire world. Get forging today for free at worldanvil.com. And before we get into today's game, we'd like to shout out our friends at Andrews McMeel Publishing, who publish the wonderful game Zweihander. If you haven't checked that out, you can catch it here on Wednesdays. We'd also like to mention Modifius, who manage and produce a wide range of RPGs. Whether you feel like being Dishonored, exploring a tale from the loop, or boldly going with Star Trek adventures, why not check out Modifius.com.
Thank you, Charlie. Now let's get into a lovely little story we have to weave today. The five we have gathered here are the hired associates of Lucien Crane. He is a bit of a tinkerer and someone who likes to delve into forces beyond his full understanding. He's gathered these 5 because he needed someone outside of his normal accomplices to attend with him the Gala of the Damned. It is a gathering and meeting of some of the highest echelon of society run by the Lady Mephilia, one of the most powerful figures for miles. The company is walking with Lord Lucien up the steps towards the enormous mansion that is the Mephilia Mansion. As we pan the camera to Lucien, he is a younger human figure, hair tied up and back, dress clothes but less regal than most, the top of his button unbuttoned and out to the side. You see him looking over notes, checking his equipment, looking around, cautious. He did hire these 5 knowing that someone or something might be endangering him. As the camera pans past Lucien, we see the first person behind him. We see Lorenzo. Now please describe for me what Lorenzo looks like.
Lorenzo's a tall man with black hair coming out of a barrette, easy grace and impeccable posture with loose finery. His face was possibly once handsome, but his nose juts off at an odd angle once broken. And on his left cheek, he has a straight, deep scar that runs almost all the way to his eye. His jacket is gathered with a sword belt, matched sword and parrying dagger. The sword's hilt is a very elaborate play on a 3-wing guard, and he rests a hand on it somewhat protectively and glances back at his associates.
Going past Lorenzo, we see someone else. Mary, or is it Mari? Lucien
Mari.
never could get it right.
Nice.
Please describe this for yourself, Mari.
Well, the camera pans to the side and then down, because Mari is a halfling, and as such, a fairly short and a fairly, let's just say, compact person. She is always looking a little bit stern, has very piercing eyes, and always stays in the shadow. Problem is, it's a gala. There's not much in terms of shadow, at least for the entrance, so she's decided to stay in the shadow of both Lorenzo and Shirk next to her. She's always keeping an eye out for things that others might not notice, and she is definitely not quite as dressed for the occasion as she should be. She's doing her best, but especially next to Lorenzo, the even though it's clean-ish, leather jacket is not quite matching the theme of the night. The fur is quite a nice touch, and she did pick her best one, but the matted hair could not be untangled in time. She hides a little bit behind the two, as using Shark in particular as a bit of a meat shield.
But she still looks delightful.
Oh.
Past her, we see Jessica. Jessica, can you describe yourself for us?
Yeah, so Jessica has the Victorian equivalent of a tan trench coat. And looks like she's could care less to be here. Very indifferent look on her face. A face which is just the type of a face where people would be like, do I know you? No, I don't think I do. She's not necessarily super attractive, but she's not necessarily unattractive. She blends in perfectly with any crowd. She's got dark hair and a pale complexion and a pretty lousy attitude, and has probably already grabbed a glass of champagne or some cocktail or something like that off of a tray as it was passing by, and is half done with it as soon as they walk in. That's Jessica.
All right, and then it pans back and then widens a little.
This is Shirk. Shirk is ogre. Shirk have a big jaw. Shirk 9 feet tall. Shirk 700 pound. Shirk try not to step on Mari. Shirk no shirt, only jacket. Nice jacket.
It is a nice jacket. Is it buttoned up so like Shirk's muscles are
Does
kind of
not
like
fit.
rippling?
No,
it
does not fit.
But is Shirk handsome?
Yes. Shirk mom thinks Shirk handsome.
That's all that matters, Shirk. That's all
Yes.
that matters. Shirk, you lovely, lovely, gigantic boy. And then last, but
love
certainly not
Gabe.
least,
Shirk loves Gabe.
Gabe loves Shirk. And then last but not least, we see someone that seems to be trailing behind. Not sure if intentionally or accidentally. Ronan, what do you look like?
Ronan is human, and they are just under 6 feet, and they're used to being the tall person in the party. But then they met Shirk, so
Yes.
you know, here we are. They're slender, and they have kind of like olive toned tan skin, dark brown hair that they have desperately tried to contain, but there's just like some loose curls that just won't quit. They have exceedingly long lashes behind their glasses, and they wear sort of a nice, clean, white, like Oxford shirt with a pair of suspenders and matching trousers and boots, and I think kind of an overcoat over that. And they're keeping an eye out of the guests, and they're what we would call today an anxious thembo. So that's Ronan.
We see this delightful but unique group approaching the steps to the mansion, and the mansion itself is truly beautiful. The wood on the outside is a soft tone of red and brown combined. You see what looks to be a gilded black marble around the border, almost an onyx. You can see that there are definitely 2 floors to it, and it's large. Right outside the door, you see an elderly man. Looks to be the groundskeeper. Lucien walks up to him and hands him a letter. The man looks up and smiles. Looks over the rest of you and smiles even more. His teeth pristine. Almost shocking. He grabs the door. Welcome, all you guests of splendor, with even more guests in tow. You've been gathered for one of the most exquisite events of the year, the Gala of Mephilia. Her grace and poise have offered you the blessing that is her presence and her home for this wonderful event. Delve into the lovely happiness and joy around the other highest members of society. Those of true standing that are the upper echelon for good reason. Have fun, enjoy, make sure you taste the soup. Good luck! And pulls the door open. Inside, you do see more beautiful gilded marble. There are plenty of figures standing around talking. It's almost like this is the party room, the gathering room that people walk into. There are maids and butlers, all kinds of servers walking around with a tray of food. And Lucien takes a deep breath and takes a step in, waiting for the rest of you to follow. As you all step in, it is a fairly tall door entrance, actually. Shirk, Ronan, neither of you have an issue stepping through. But when you step into the front room, it is wide. It's essentially as if the first room you went into was a whole house of its own. You can absolutely know Lady Mephilia does not spare any expense. But all of you know this place was custom built for her. Not too far after, you hear clinking of glass, and someone walks in from a far room. A sleek black dress with rose designs of red up the sides. Long black hair, sharp ears, and a necklace with curved daggers on the symbol. This is Lady Mephilia. Thank you all for joining me. I do love hosting these, and it gives me the chance to rekindle bonds while also meeting new faces. Some of you new. She looks over Shirk, Lorenzo, Mari. She looks at you, Ronan, and smiles. You as well, Jessica. And some old. And you see her look directly at Lucien before passing her glance to others. Sadly, not all of our intended guests could be here. But as others become busy, we must continue. Let us grow bonds and connections while we change this world through our actions. By the grace of our own. And then many other people recite back, including Lucien, by the grace of our own. The rest of them go back to chatting and talking, and Lucien turns to all of you. All right, feel free to mingle. I'm sure someone here has to be aware of what's happening, if not responsible, but I don't think anything can happen while it's so busy. At least not now.
You'd be surprised.
What would the rest of you like to do? Good.
Jessica just says, you'd be surprised.
I hope not.
Doesn't follow that up with anything else.
I think Mari is absolutely awestruck by this ridiculous waste of wealth. Just has never been in a place like this. Were we allowed to take any weapons with us at all?
You were allowed to bring in everything.
Right. The moment Mighty or whatever he was got that voice out, I think she gripped her bullwhip and has not let it go since. And she's in full flight or fight mode and has to calm down a little bit. And you can see her, just her eyes darting around quite nervously. She's very out of her depth.
The people here aren't necessarily ignoring you, per se, as they are acknowledging you and then moving past. And you can see that some of the random others around do have their weapons on them. You see rifles, blades. One person even boldly brandishes a garrote on their hip. But no one has approached you.
I think upon word that he's turning us loose, Lorenzo would just kind of incline his head and go, "Molto bene, Cirque. Let us away."
What? We get food?
And yes. And he's going to walk, inclining his head and implying some pleasantries that imply that this is not a totally foreign environment to Lorenzo, towards wherever the food is.
Yes.
I think Jessica is probably similar to Mari, looking kind of disgusted at the display of opulence and wealth, and the waste of what the money could have been used on, coming from a low-born upbringing and societal class. but I think ultimately she's going to quickly locate the bar and head there and just kind of offhandedly mention to the others, I'm going to go where the booze is. That's usually where information is, too.
Oh,
And also booze.
Renzo booze too?
She's going to head up to the bar.
Renzo food and booze?
Of course.
Okay.
So as those three split, Mari and Ronan, are you continuing to stand there?
I think we'll have that lovely moment where, especially Mari looking up and around, is sort of bumping into Ronan. Apologies.
That's quite all right. Have you been to any of these before?
No, this is not exactly what I expected when I got the job offer. Thought it
A
was
small figure walks up to both of you. They bow at you, Mari. Bow at you, Ronan.
My
oh good.
mistress gives her condolences for your loss.
I will bow back. Please inform Mistress of my thanks.
The Duchess of Whispers hears you.
And it bows again. Steps back. And as it's stepping back, it looks to you, Mari.
Oh. I think she would like you.
And goes off into the crowd.
What have you lost? Your purse?
I had a previous not quite a friend, but an acquaintance, I suppose.
All right. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear it.
It's, these things happen, clearly, and they gesture vaguely, as if it means anything. Right, well, I'm not totally unfamiliar in these settings, but I do, and they kind of fidget with their suspenders quite a lot, which I'm not going to do for the sake of everyone's ears. But rather, listening is an important skill I've found. And you are, I don't mean this offensively, but you are small, and I am tall. So perhaps we make a good team.
I can certainly see the advantage there. Yes.
Yes. Lord Lucien, would you like
Yes.
us to accompany you, or would you prefer to wander alone? Do you feel comfortable with that, or would you prefer someone?
I'm going to go get a drink.
Right. I might just have a look around and see about the various exits, the type of people here. There's the other three at the bar.
Be cautious. The person said, what did he say the person's name was? The one who gave their regards?
Something whispered.
The Duchess of Whispers?
That would be Vivian Crane. She leads a mercenary company known as the Whispers of Sorrow.
Good name.
Be cautious. She enjoys coin more than she sometimes enjoys company. And he then looks at Ronan, and I'm not sure where she continues to get her information. And he walks off to the bar. more towards Jessica. Is there anything you two would like to continue to do before we switch to that?
No, I'm fine switching. I think next would be
Yeah.
a couple of rolls with looking around and stuff. But
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We'll come back. So if you want to do rolls ahead of time, let me know figure out what rolls you want to do, and we'll come back to do it and do it all at once. So he walks over to Jessica, who is sitting at the bar. At the large barkeep who is rippling with muscle. They seem not to be human. They do have large horns going towards more like up in the back. What are you having, Jessica?
Whiskey.
2 whiskeys, please. So
Much
what do you
appreciated.
make of this place so far?
Well, so far it looks like everybody's armed. Nobody's being particularly discreet about it either. So, how well did you know this lady that you're here to meet about this business deal?
I have spoken to her a few times, but mainly through letters. We've only had one face-to-face conversation. The thing I was speaking to her of the deal was something only I and a business associate of mine knew about.
Just throwing this out there. Is it possible she might want to kill you?
But if she killed me before the gala was over, she'd never get the rest of the information.
Okay, just checking. There's
That's a valid
she's invited
question.
She's invited a lot of armed guests, some of them with purely offensive weapons. So,
There's a rumor that while you're inside of her home, you are unable to do harm to her.
well, her, but that doesn't include you necessarily.
That's a good point. Downs the shot of whiskey and orders another one.
She'll do the same thing. All right. Well, I'm gonna ask around. I'm still kind of observing for the moment, but I'm gonna see if I can get any info on who all these people are.
Jessica, can you make me the first roll of the session? Can you make me an awareness roll?
I can. That is
So that is your percentile die.
okay.
If you were not in fantasy grounds.
Is that just like 1d10 or 1d100?
So it's essentially 2d10, and one will be your 10's value, one will be your 1's value.
still, yeah, do
Okay.
100.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know you were in fantasy grounds. 29. Perfect.
Okay. And then awareness. That's based off perception. My perception bonus, is that what you need?
Yes. So that's to be your roll has to be lower than the number there.
Okay, so perception is 45, and then I do have a bonus advance in that, which I can't remember off the top of my head what that does.
That increases it.
Okay. So it would be 55 with the bonus?
Yep. That is correct. So you did
Okay.
roll under. So you rolled the 2d10. So it'd be a 29. 29 would be underneath that. So you do make the check. With that check, you notice someone trying to peer at you. Not really trying to grab attention, but not distinctly hiding it either.
Okay.
You see a smaller human, maybe 5'6", 5'5", average height, I suppose, but still on the smaller scale. They have short red hair. Their feet are far down, but up on the bar, and they're slowly drinking a cup, eyeing you down with a grin.
Okay. Interesting.
Lorenzo's still just taking shocks.
Who's next to this person?
There are 3 armed figures basically surrounding them. All of them have rifles or pistols.
Okay. What I'd like to do is go over to one of them and sort of talk to them while keeping an eye, just maybe sort of out of peripheral vision, on this mysterious figure. And Jessica's just going to walk up to the one right next to him and be like, Gavin, it's so good to see. I haven't seen you in ages. Are you still doing that whole mercenary thing?
Oh God! All right, I'm gonna come back to that because that's gonna be interesting. You just did that. That's an interesting choice. Let's go to Lorenzo and Shirk. Wait, before we go to that, you went directly to the red-haired person and said that, right?
No, the person right next to the person that was staring Jessica down.
Okay, thank God. That's better.
So,
all right, cool.
Yeah, she's just starting a bit of a commotion right next to the person who's trying to be discreet.
Cool. Okay. We'll come back to that.
She's not that crazy.
that Lorenzo and Shirk, you're eyeing the armed guests. You said,
Yes.
The assortment of weapons there seem to be many people that have similar items or weaponry on them, or even just armor on them, but there's no uniform assortment. I would say Lorenzo and Shirk, I'd like you to roll a scrutinize check for me.
A scrutinize?
A
Scrutinize check for me.
All right. That is just a failure. Oh, yeah, just a failure for me.
Shirk 23. Shirk success.
Shirk, you can distinctly tell the reason there are people wearing a few different assortments of weaponry, but there's still a lot of them in different areas, is because it's almost as if there are different factions here that are partially split up.
Are there any that I recognize, like established gangs or anything like that?
You do see many people with daggers, garrots, dirks, smaller weapons. Even some have like small vials on their hips. And you do know that you've heard of the Duchess of Whispers.
Okay.
The mercenary company that she leads. Mercenary company is a nice way of saying Assassin's Guild.
Yeah. So I tap Lorenzo. Merchants of Sorrow here. See, killers, assassins.
Yes.
Everywhere.
I think it's best if we keep an eye on them. They are all likely very dangerous. And if one of them approaches us, the other one should keep an eye behind us.
What about Mr. Crane?
Yes, we should make sure none of them get near him.
You do see him at the bar. You see Jessica talking to someone. Past Jessica, you see Lorenzo on like his 4th shot of whiskey. There's like 3 empty cups.
Mr. Crane drink a lot. We better go over there.
And just kind of walk over and place a hand on Mr. Crane's shoulder. Are you doing all right?
Let's find out. I'm fine.
He's fine.
We have been here 5 minutes, my friend. We must keep our head about this.
Well, as long as it stays on my shoulders, I don't care.
Lorenzo's gonna sit next to him, his back to the bar, facing out towards the room, and just kind of stay there for a bit, just making note of who is taking interest in Mr. Crane, if anyone's coming a little too close or passing by multiple times.
Shirk's gonna do
that
the
would
same.
be an awareness check. Both of you.
Yeah.
Well, Shirk's gonna do the same. Shirk's gonna be listening to conversations.
Okay.
Is that all right if I do a little bit of an eavesdrop to see if I can pick up any?
Absolutely.
All right, that is a big success.
Fantastic. You like big successes. It's better than mediocre small successes.
I rolled a 48, which is a success.
Excellent. All right. So with your awareness, Lorenzo, you do notice. I'm just gonna make some notes about things that you've done. Delightful. Okay, you see a younger figure. This one's dwarven, looking at Lucien, and it seems like it's not a hostile look from just the initial glance. It seems like they're crossing their arms, smiling, talking to another group, looking at Lucien. I don't know. Can't really entirely hear what they wanted. And so it looks like Colin just donated to give a boon to Here. Shirk's thoughts on the stock market. I'm curious.
We all get to decide later if that's a boon or a bane.
Here, I'll even weave that in so you have a delightful start for that, Shirk. As you are listening in, you hear a variety of things. You hear someone talking. Logan Pilk is here. I heard that he's been working on some new little engineering projects. I wonder what it could be. No matter what it is, you think it'll affect the stock market? It's going up and down so much that it's a chance that this new invention will crash it somehow. How do you feel about the stock market, Shirk?
Are you asking me, or are they asking me?
You know what? Someone does walk up to you. Actually, you there. Yo,
What?
you seem large and wise. What do you think of the stock market?
It goes up and down like a seesaw. When it crashes, it hurts. Good.
That was shocking.
market
Wise.
is good.
I know. What is your name?
Shirk.
I'm going to name a shoe after you, Shaq.
Thank you.
I'll call them Shirkies. Yes, let's get on that.
Oh.
And then they walk off.
Okay.
Fantastic. So
Bye.
we have also smashed our 20 retweet goal. But you know what? I think we'll give this as a boon to the whole party that I will tie in for you. To make things a little more clear and a little easier. Through just general conversation. And all of you are very interesting conversationalists in this area. Each of you have started to interact with the different figures of this gala, the different factions. Ronan, someone that seemed to come up to you after that person had given their condolences was Credence Chashawn. She's known as the Arcane Empress. Her motto is, magic is purely a tool to be used. If you don't want a tool to kill you, don't use it. She mentioned to you that the Duchess of Whispers is too excited, too interested. She knows not what she does. Don't mind her. You, Shirk. The two people that came to ask you about the stock market, it turns out they're actually associates of Ezekiel Navarro. Ezekiel Navarro is someone who cares about merchant trade, but is also a Lord Admiral, commander of a fleet of ships known across the coast called Tempest. Lightning comes when these ships sail. You, Mari. You saw Jessica go speak to someone, and people next to you were whispering about who the person next to Jessica was. Only a few feet over, the person with red hair. That's Leon Caldwick. He's known as the King's Advent, the one who kingdoms and empires will rely on for hard choices. He's coy and clever. You, Jessica, as you're speaking to this person, they mentioned to you about Logan Pilk. And Lorenzo, you do hear this as well. Logan Pilk, it's shocking that he's here. He's the heir of Ashspire. He's a young merchant and engineer. He's a clever mind with a charming personality to match. Some say he's even a rival to Lucien. It didn't take long for the rest of you to really mingle and get to know the people here. Those seem to be the largest characters. Those who stand out the most. Those also seem to be the ones who would provide the most threat or the most to gain from any injury to Lucien. But the question is why? And at that same moment, all of you realize you don't see Lucien.
Lorenzo's just gonna sit up, realizing that Lorenzo has disappeared from next to him, and start walking the room, searching for him. And he's gonna get Shirk's attention, just like a snap, snap, and like a hand signal of like look around.
Okay.
Towering over most of the people.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
So one of the people that you mentioned was the person that was staring at Jessica?
Yes, that is
That was
Leon
the
Caldwick,
Leon
the King's Advent.
Okay. And when Jessica went to go talk to the guy next to him, what was his reaction?
It was way more dulled than you would have expected.
Okay.
Seemingly
Perfect.
uninterested.
That was kind of Jessica's plan, was to see, okay, it looks like he's trying to be discreet, so does he like move away or look like, oh crap, I'm getting attention, or does he look like he's protected here? Okay, Jessica is gonna file that away and quickly start scanning the room for signs of Lucien.
All right. What about you, Ronan and Mari?
I think, like I said, the last idea I had was going through the room, looking at if there's other ante-rooms, if it's just one big, get a lay of the land, basically. If it's one big ballroom type, or if there's lots of little groups starting to flock together.
Okay.
Awareness, I
you?
guess, is...
Yep. So I will take an awareness check from you. And then what about you, Ronan?
I was planning on eavesdropping on the nearest people, just in general, but now noticing that our dear darling Lord Crane has wandered off, use my slightly lesser height, but still height, damn it, to my advantage, and probably just roll awareness, yeah. Just looking.
I needed to get a 56 and I rolled a 21, so that should be good.
Nice.
So you do notice it looks like people are shifting out of this room. It looks like people are shifting into one of the rooms on the right. There are a few different rooms all around, but you'd say about a third of the people have already shifted into that room.
I would go to this room as well, see what's happening in there.
All right. Is everyone else staying in this room, or are they following Mari's action?
Follow Renzo.
Yeah. Lorenzo is heading over to find the bathrooms because his first thought is that it didn't seem like our client held his liquor very well. So his first inclination is to see if maybe he has already made himself sick.
Yes.
Okay. And Jessica?
So a lot of the party crowd seems to be moving into this side room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica wants to take a look at what they're moving away from. Seeing that some of our party is already taking notice of that, she's going to look where they're not going to see if maybe this is a distraction of some sort.
Okay. And then Ronan, you were eavesdropping, you said.
Yes. I mostly eavesdropping, to clarify, on the servants.
Mhm.
And trying to pinpoint kind of where like the servants' quarters would be, because Ronan has familiarity with that, being a servant. And I rolled a 5.
Asking around, you would know that servant quarters are actually down below.
Okay.
There is a basement floor to this mansion that doesn't seem to be commonly known about or adventured or explored.
Am I able to suss out maybe where an entrance would be?
Make an awareness check, and then we'll come back to that.
Okay.
So Mari, as you go into this room, you see an enormous dining room table, and then another, and another. There are rows. Make one more awareness check for me.
She'll start sort of swallowing a little bit because food she hasn't had. She hasn't gone to the buffet yet. 25, that's also good.
Okay. You see a very drunk Lorenzo sitting at the table. Not Lorenzo, excuse me, Lucien. You see a very drunk Lucien sitting at the table.
Are other people seated as well, or is he sort of breaking protocol by...
Some people have started to take their seats. And you do see someone sitting next to him. It is a slender woman, and you definitely recognize this is Vivian Crane, the Duchess of Whispers. Her finger underneath the chin of Lucien, like slowly pulling it towards, whispering something in his ear.
Would I be able to eavesdrop on that, sneaking up to them? Ear whisper. I don't know.
Go ahead and make a stealth check first.
Oof. So, hold on. That's not bad. 22, and I need.
And then that would be a success, and then just an awareness.
Yeah.
If it's.
It is a success. So I need
Okay.
41.
Ooh. I'll do it.
That's a sound I just made. Yeah. I'm John Cena.
Well done. I'm so proud of you.
You're also slightly angry. You now have to tell me this, right?
No. You know what? Jessica and also Raven were very clever. So I will give you something. You see Vivian sitting there looking at him. Oh, dear cousin. What do you think you're doing here? These people are far above you. The whispers that you try to give are practically shouts. And I would rather not hear your screams, dear cousin. And he's like, well, plug your ears. Ears are for hearing, and if you don't want to hear me, block them. Oh, if only you heard the whispers that I've been hearing about you. I do hope you enjoy your little meeting. and that your partner does not end the same. Really, you adopted someone else's child? Lucien, do better, cousin. And she stands up and walks away. She slowly is getting ready to walk past you, Mari.
Yeah. And I will let her because, quite frankly, she scares Mari. Because she uses words in a way that makes them scary. And she says nothing at all despite talking a lot. And that is terrifying. So Mari just plumps down, or, well, actually clambers up the chair, I guess. I never play small characters. It just clambers up, sits there. What was that about?
That's Viv. She thinks she's so smart just because she can pay to have people killed.
Oh, that comes in handy sometimes, I guess. You need water, my friend. You need a lot of water.
I need to watch her?
Water! Water! Drink this. And I push a glass into his hands. That isn't wine or whiskey.
No.
If you die from alcohol poisoning today, we still take your money.
That's
like
fair.
self-inflicted death is.
And he like pours a little bit before his mouth turns to meat.
Jesus Christ. I do. Hold on. I think I have some form of. No, it's anti-venom. Not nothing that would help. I'm assuming. Do I have a concoction against that sort of stuff? No.
We'll switch back to Lorenzo and Shirk. You make your way to the bathroom. You check inside, and this bathroom is. So you know, like those movie theater bathrooms. It's like there's no reason for it to be this big, but it is. Nothing. There are other people using the restrooms, but no Lucien.
Is there a place where Lorenzo and Shirt can talk alone?
Outside.
The bathroom.
In a stall.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah.
I mean, the stalls are large enough if you would like to, but
we'll huddle up like just next to the door, like creating our own little privacy as best we can.
Okay.
Yeah. And we lean in close to each other, and I say, "What have you heard?"
Nothing good. I don't like it here at all.
Yeah. He reaches into his mouth and goes, "Oh, these things are killing me. How much longer do we have to be here? It's like we're babysitting my cousin."
Well, if he keeps drinking the way he is, we won't have to do much. He'll get himself killed. It won't be our fault.
At this rate. Maybe he followed the crowd into the other room.
That's what I'm thinking. Watch the ones with the groats. I don't trust them at all. But I saw a couple other people carrying weapons that could be dangerous, so...
Well, I mean, and he shakes his sleeves of his coat and he goes, "I didn't smuggle these things in here for nothing, but I thought we were going to be the only ones armed."
Yes, I didn't have to quite turn on the charm with the doorman the way I thought they would. Just keep an eye out. We've don't want to kick this particular hornet's nest, and walk back towards the party.
Yup. Ow.
All right. You make your way back to the party, and now you do see a large surge of people heading towards what you will see to be the dining room. Jessica, as you are still in the main room, what are you doing?
So she's sort of scanning to see where most of the people are moving away from. Is there a specific room that people seem to be avoiding? or anything like that, or does she see perhaps one or two figures sort of suspiciously staying in one area or heading in a certain direction?
Without even rolling, you do see people, what looks to be 3 servants standing in front of an open doorway, seemingly blocking it off.
Okay. I think, do they seem to particularly notice Jessica at all at this point?
They're kind of just looking through everyone, I'd say.
Perfect. Jessica's gonna grab one of those shots of whiskey that's not quite finished and just splash a little on her her coat to make it smell like alcohol, and then sort of stagger over to them, and instead of just talking to them, she's gonna act like they're not even there and just try to sort of drunken stagger through them, kind of falling over, so they either have to catch her or get out of the way to see what's in that room.
As you fall into them, it's almost like hitting a wall. They don't even budge, tilt, shift, or anything. Can we help you?
Sturdy servants. Jessica's just gonna try to take a look as much as she can into the room and go, I'm looking for the little investigators room.
That is the library.
Whatever. There's paper in there, right? It's like, could just
and
go
then in tandem, all 3 of their heads. Do you need help?
Oh, I don't like that at all.
And you look at this, they all look identical. They have soft, almost like lightly sunken cheeks, sharp chin. Gabe didn't drink, but Lucien did. 1 red eye and 1 blue eye. And they are like have a bald cut. There's just a thin layer of hair.
Oh, are red eyes normal in this setting?
Not really.
Okay. Just had to check. So yeah, Jessica is wishing she was actually this drunk because the anxiety is steadily rising. But she's gonna stick with this. She's committed to it already.
And then the one looks at the other. Jessica, books.
What kind of books?
Books of knowledge.
What kind of knowledge? You have very distinct
Jessica,
features.
Are you a member? Answer very carefully, Jessica. And they say that in that voice.
Okay. Player question. Would Jessica know what member they're talking about?
No! Makes no sense.
Okay. All right, we're committed. We're just gonna go with this. I remember lots of things. I remember I need more drink, and that's not the bar. So I'm gonna go. She's gonna try to turn around and stagger off back towards the bar. If she's allowed.
In unison, enjoy.
And Jessica's just like under her breath going, shit, 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 shit.
Another one that looks very similar, except the same face, but this one has long golden hair. You're requested. We would like you in the dining room.
Okay, I go to the dining room. There's food. Food's good. And she's just like, getting the hell out of here.
Ronan, I think you're the only one left in this open area. And you have sussed where the servants' quarters are. If you look through the door, it is pitch black down in the servants' quarters.
I will make a mental note of that, of the location of that. Just know where it is. Have I met any of the servants, or are they all like that?
Oh, they're all like that. You've seen them.
Okay,
You just haven't
cool.
talked to
So
any yet.
they're just not like me. Okay, okay.
But you do
that's
hear
fine.
footsteps coming up the dark hallway. Not quickly, just. And since you have not moved yet, you do see a figure wearing the same clothing the others have worn. And they come up. Both eyes have a gold hue to them.
Okay.
They blink red blue. They blink red red. Hello. Are you lost?
Oh, I was just yeah, I not lost. No, just kind of wandering around, exploring the
Make an awareness
What's your
check for me
name?
very quickly.
Okay. Awareness. Oh, 10. That is a success.
All right. So, you notice their fingers, the pinky, is doing this. Like, not
Uh-huh.
going straight.
Okay. Cool. That's normal. We love that.
What was your question? I'm new.
You're new. Well, what's your name?
I'm new.
Oh. Well, new, it's nice to meet you. My name is Ronan.
It's
And
nice
I
to
will
meet
bow.
you. I'm new. You rhyme. Do you do that all the time? Does it happen sublime? Is there a sprinkle of lime? I do. I think I like lime. Do you like lime, Ronan?
Lime with a wire and eye.
Does it matter, Ronan?
Well, you can eat one of them.
You can eat both.
You're not
Lime can be
wrong.
in people, but don't eat people. Come, Ronan. It's dinner time. And they reach for your hand.
I touch the thing. I take it.
It's cold,
Okay.
but it is fleshy. Hate that sentence. And
Yep,
they lead
same.
you to the dining room and sit you with the rest of the party.
Question for
Yeah.
the Keeper of Secrets. With my background,
Mhm.
would I be able to ascertain that maybe there is some similar tinkery and fuckery going around?
Make just you didn't know what it could be used for, but you do know it may be used for something akin to life.
Okay.
I'm not giving you all the answers. I'm talking to all the other players. I see your brains.
I just, I'm not being dodgy, and it's, you know, okay, yeah, I go with them.
Yeah, and they just lead you to the dining room table. You have all collected and sit down to have a delightful meal.
Hey, Ronan, where were you?
Oh, I got a bit turned around. I was poking around, just, you know, checking the place out.
Okay. Food time.
Food time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we be worried about the food and the drink? Because of, you know, the Lord's allergies.
Peanuts.
Just keep staring very like, meaningfully.
Renzo, what allergies?
Oh my god.
No allergies. Ronan, what have you noticed here? It seems like we have some odd folk at this party.
How many people are around us? DM?
There is this dining room table is huge. You can all either be seated next to each other, you could be like seated across from each other. If you would just for conversation purposes, you can treat this as a safe place where you could all actually have a conversation and people aren't necessarily eavesdropping on you. There are enough tables and there's enough space that like your group could be seated like 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, and then there's like a couple chairs gaps in between the next group of people.
Okay. Cool. So I'll just kind of lean into Lorenzo and go, there is some, I am concerned with the servants here are our host is and they're fidgeting with their suspenders. There might be I mean, where's Lucien? Is Lucien with us? Did we find him?
He's over
He's
there.
like slowly sobering up, like sitting with the rest of you and just I fucking hate my cousin.
Sure. Why don't you stay with our fine client here? I'm going to go mingle a bit. I'm going to go
protect.
I'm going to go try to find a relatively noble person who appears to be sitting by themselves but looking sociable. It's a party. I'm looking for someone to just cold start a conversation with.
Okay, we'll come back to that. What's the rest of the group doing?
Are there non creepy servants walking around, like just normal humanoid living servants?
Yeah, sure.
I think Jessica's gonna flag one of them down and be like, yeah, could you brew some coffee and bring it to Mr. Crane here? I think he needs some.
It would be my utmost pleasure, Jessica.
Okay, you know my name too. That's creepy.
We know everybody's name here. That's our duty.
I'm Shirk.
Yes,
name.
Shaq, we know. We know plenty about you.
Good.
So you know a lot about everybody then?
Yes. It is our duty.
You noticed anybody sort of suspicious or particularly murdery?
Every person here except the Lady Mephilia.
I'm not suspicious or murdery.
You're very suspicious, Jessica. Why did you try to go into the library earlier? Drunkenly.
Okay, that was like, there's no way you could know that yet. That's
Oh, we share information, Jessica. We are a unit.
Tell you what, I will take suspicious, but you're gonna have to take creepy. I'll let you go get that copy now.
Thank you. Would you like anything? Some soup, maybe?
No, I'm good.
Soup?
I would love for this night to already be over and be back home.
Shirk, did you want some
Yes.
soup?
What kind of soup?
What kind of soup would you like?
Chowder.
Then we'll get you chowder.
Okay.
Okay.
And bread.
And
Please.
bread. Please. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And
Mari,
I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for them to get out of ear range. I'm gonna turn to Jessica and I'm gonna give you like,
What the fuck is going on?
Mari walks up with a turkey leg, sort of. What's gathering?
I'm not looking for that.
And honestly, Mari, anytime you finish that turkey leg, another one of the servants walks up and replaces it with a new one.
I'm on my
Oh, God,
third.
that's. Oh dear. So
These
Jessica
servants
looks
here are
to
really.
Shirk. Sorry. Yeah, I
No, go
don't
for it.
know. I'm not drunk enough for this. I just went up to try to see what was in the library, and there's these 3 servants that all look identical. They've got
Well, probably
red
books.
eye. Yes, I
Probably
know.
books in the library.
Yes, sure, I know.
Hold up.
Some,
I think at this point Shirk takes out his fake tusks.
And he's like, listen, don't freak out. All right, but something is going on here, so it's best if we just sort of level with one another. Does that sound
okay.
amenable to you?
Sure. We're same team.
Okay. I'm trying to be the tough guy here, but that servant was super creepy.
Right? It's not just me.
No.
Okay.
Mari, come here.
The other servants upstairs, they had like a red eye and a blue eye, and they all talked in unison, and even creepier than that one.
Did they say something about sharing information?
I think so. I can't remember if they said it, but they definitely seemed to.
Because
about
that
six
was more
servants walk up.
technological.
They
About
seem
6
big.
servants walk up. These ones all have blue hair. And their eyes are blue.
Hello.
Coffee, bread, chowder. One of them is holding 2 turkey legs. I am prepared, Mari.
Thank you. You are my friend. What is wrong?
One of them has
Chowder.
a little teacup for you, Ronan. And then one of them is
Thank
holding a big tray full of soup,
You.
like
Yeah,
multiple
chowder.
bowls of soup.
Great.
I am gonna these teeth. I'm gonna sort of like smell the soup. I'm
Smells
like
chowder.
I'm making the motion of like eating it, maybe tentatively. Like I taste like a very tiny bit of it at a time to make sure that it's not going to
It's
kill me
good.
outright.
It's delicious.
Okay.
And I eat it
So
enthusiastically.
we're gonna switch over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, you're looking for just a noble figure sitting by themselves. You see someone that looks to be wearing blue robes, a hood over their head, but they do have rings on their hand. The rings on their hand, you can tell their hand looks a little bit older, but they are sitting hood over their head and slowly just ripping apart pieces of bread and stuffing it in their mouth.
I'm gonna see if I can catch their attention. Just like make eye contact initially, and then incline my head and say,
When you make eye
I'm
contact, you recognize this figure.
"Oh, may I ask who it is?"
This was the elderly man you met at the doorway.
Ah,
The
hello,
groundskeeper.
hello, Sir Groundskeeper. I am Lorenzo Di Raya.
I'm no groundskeeper. I pretend for fun.
May I join you?
Yes. Sorry.
Yes, and I'm gonna wave one of the servants over to bring me a drink.
One like pops up almost immediately, one with wine, one with water, and another with more coffee.
I'm going to take the wine. And thank you.
Have you tried the soup yet?
I have not. This is quite the odd waitstaff you have here. Where do you find such attentive and yet odd people?
Oh, you misunderstand. I don't work here. I come here for fun to entertain myself. I have a deal with Mephilia that I can pretend to be a strange, uncomfortable old man at the doorway whenever she holds a gala, and then I give her supplies and money.
Ah, very good, very good. So, then, what do you know of this? What do you know of this place? I'm here I'm here as a guest, and I don't terribly know who are some of these fine folks that I see here. And I indicate Mr. Crane's cousin, and I say, her, for instance. I've seen so many people flocking about her. Who is that?
That is an interesting one. The Duchess of Whispers. The reason they call her that is, well, between you and me. The ones she employs whisper her name to the ones they kill before they die. Those are the Whispers.
I see.
They say something like, in the name of Lady Crane, and then stab a knife through their chest.
No, it seems a bit melodramatic, but I suppose I appreciate that.
It means the other ones who whisper it. If you whisper her name to someone, it means chances are they're going to die.
Symbolic. Are these the gentlemen with the blades and garrots I see walking about?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. And what of this waitstaff? They seem so quick and attentive and just odd fellows.
Honestly, I have not a damnedest clue. I would have thought they were a bunch of worker bees for a queen, to be honest.
Do they live on the grounds? Or do they go home? Do they have families? Do they go out into town?
You ask a lot of questions, but I've never asked that one myself. I think they live on the grounds. She seems to find more and more whenever she needs new. That's all I know.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the party.
You as well.
I'm gonna return to the group and
don't forget to eat the soup.
Yes, I'm sure. And I'm gonna walk over and look at Shirk with the bowl of soup, don't eat that.
I feel like Shirk is halfway through at least.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm not, and I'm just gonna dump the wine out into another glass somewhere on my way over, never having drank it. Yeah.
It just from having it there, the wine had a very earthy smell to it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Never drank it. Just dump it out in another empty glass as I go by. And just look around at the entire group and say, I don't like this party. I don't like these servants, and our client is continuing to drink or it has slowed down.
He slowed down.
He slowed down.
And let me say, as Gabe, now this is where the fun truly begins. Lady Mephilia, that's the sigh I wanted right there, Lydia. I live for it. Feeds me. Lady Mephilia clinks her glass. What a lovely first day. Now all of you are free to roam the grounds, but to be very clear, this is a party that spans multiple days. And one thing about my parties, no one leaves until the party truly ends. So you are free to roam the grounds, but exiting the area will be near impossible. If you want to try, you're welcome, but where's the fun in that? and you see her raise her hand and then tap on a necklace. The one that had it's almost like an Ouroboros. Snakes eating each other's tails, making a sign of infinity. And there's a hum on the ground. Well, all of you have rooms on the second floor. There is plenty of space for each of you. You are free to go to bed whenever you like, and we will resume all of the festivities tomorrow morning. Enjoy while I retire to my study. I have a little bit of and I want everyone to make an awareness check for me. This is my happy dance. This is my Zweihander dance.
I fail by a little bit.
A little bit.
I would
fair
like
enough.
to use a reroll token.
Do it. Don't
Yeah,
forget, all
one
of you
of us
have
can
your
succeed.
reroll tokens.
Oh, we do?
That is a success.
There we go.
All right.
I'll let Ronan be aware of this.
Yeah.
I think I'll use mine as well. 'Cause
Yes,
I failed mine.
do it. Give me.
I'm
more
concerned with
background.
how quickly you were enthusiastically saying do it.
Well, when you
Do
use
it.
yours,
Use your token.
You get to see them if we use them.
Yeah.
They do refresh, I think.
yes.
Yeah, at the end of each. Yeah.
Yep, end of each session.
Still failed, but not by as much.
So,
I'm at a 55 and I got a 59.
okay. So only Ronan succeeds. Ronan, you notice as she's speaking and says, I have some research I need to conduct. Her gaze sits on Lucien for a second longer than anyone else when she says research. And she leaves. The servants will bring you, if you ask for a food or dish, they tell you they will find it for you and prepare it with utmost haste. As everyone sits here for dinner, and then as they eat their food and relax, move on. Do any of you ask for food? Because keep in mind, you are stuck here.
Considering I'm at this point 4 turkey legs deep because I do not dare not take them from those creepy fucks. I am good.
Is in this setting, is there any sort of like packaged food, like tinned, goods or anything like that?
I'd say you have enough to last a day.
Okay.
Have your own food.
I was
if you
thinking
would
where
like.
Jessica might ask for, like, I just have this
Vienna
serious craving.
sausages. Yeah.
Yeah, like canned food is still in the can.
Absolutely. Do you have a preference of
Starting
what
with-
is canned? Do you have a preference of what is canned?
Just some canned meat
Cheese?
and beans still in the cans.
Meat
Closed.
and beans. Would you like them together or separate?
Still in the can. Closed and
No.
sealed up.
Would you like it to be a canned can of meat and beans, or a can of meat and a can of beans?
You know what?
It's a skill,
On second
Grant.
thought, I'm not
It's a skill.
hungry. On second thought, I'm just not hungry.
No,
do you have a bottle of
no.
wine?
You must eat. We want to feed and serve Miss Tracy.
Okay.
Bring me a bottle of wine, preferably sealed with wax, please.
That one.
Do you have a preference of what wine?
Me too.
Just sealed with wax. Something from Heart Home, please. And
Don't forget the soap!
and bring many bottles.
Many is a vast number. Would you
Let's
like?
start with 4.
Would you like a sweet or savory taste?
Surprise me.
Do you want screams, glasses?
No, just the bottles will do.
Okay.
Tell you what, I would love the same thing. 4 bottles, red, sweet wine, and some crackers.
Ah. Would you?
I'll
like
have
those
another bowl
canned?
of soup.
Canned crackers made with flour, wheat flour, and normal, everyday ingredients for the vast majority of the populace here.
That's a very interesting description, but I think we can make it happen. Yes. And you
Perfect.
more soup. Do you want more chowder?
If you have minestrone or beef vegetable, that's good too.
Mm.
It's good soup. I'm like looking around to the rest of the group. I'm like, I'm not dead. It's good.
We know you're not dead, Jack. We're glad. We can only serve those who are alive.
It's good to know.
Are you fooled, Mari?
Yeah. Can I please stop? No.
Yes.
Please.
Oh. And then you see like 3 more servants holding turkey legs, like turn around and walk off. Lucien says, "I'll take soup. Actually, what's in the chowder? Do you really want to know?" Not after you say that. No.
So Jessica's gonna kind of wait and see how Shirk and Mari do, and if they're still okay after an hour or so, she'll probably actually order some food.
So they bring back the food. They bring back a seemingly seamless can of crackers with no seal though, and you pop it open. It is crackers. There is a little bit of flour on the inside. There's about 7 in there. It's essentially like a small Pringles can, but like actually sealed. They bring both types of soup that you asked for, Shirk, and they bring plenty of bottles of wine, and it's called ashen wine. It's got like a almost red to gray tone to it.
Lorenzo's going to inspect the wax seal on the bottle, and when it looks good, tear it open, pop the cork out, and just drink straight from the bottle. Look at the group and say, I don't suppose any of you managed to get paid up front.
I did. I think
we all did, technically.
You know, he might have just forgotten to pay you, Lorenzo. That's funny. That's funnier. We'll do it that way.
Lorenzo. And Shirk turns to Lorenzo and says,
You didn't ask for the money up front.
I thought you would. It's usually me and then you. That's the play.
Yeah.
Did any of you find anything out?
What's that?
Any of you find anything out? God, I did not know that my lovely cousin would be here.
We're going to drive right past that phase and continue on. What?
That cousin of yours, the comment she made towards you about adoption, care to enlighten us a little bit? Is that anything to do with Mephilia here and the deal? Anything we should know?
That's not... Well, I don't know if that's up to me to tell. And he looks at you, Ronan.
Did you lose your parents and he adopted you?
Well, no.
Are you planning on losing your parents?
I mean, we all have to plan for it eventually.
Yeah, that's right. It's smart.
I just, you have to think ahead. You have to.
Sad business, but end-of-life preparations are important.
And that motherfucker was in character. I just made it very clear.
I wouldn't call this necessarily an adoption. I just this is a job.
You're really stammering a lot there.
It's rude to point that out.
So
I know.
he higher adopted you.
I mean, he hired all of us.
Ronan, are you intentionally avoiding talking about it?
Yes, it very clearly so.
I believe that's what they're doing, yeah.
Is there something you don't want me to say, Ronan?
If
not, I'll just say it.
I just I thought we would maybe save that for future session reveal, but if the player can't remember what was in the note that the whole party got.
Ronan essentially worked for somebody that I knew, and they passed away, so I took them in.
As a person or a servant? How does this work for you highborn
as an
people?
assistant.
Right.
And what is it that you do?
What is it that you do?
I normally will stab people for
He's
money.
a teacher. No,
yes,
he's a teacher. He
I
teaches
also
people.
talk to people and how not to get stabbed.
Yeah.
Who did I?
So now, what is it that you do?
Hire?
Who did you ask? Sorry, Tom, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I said. So now, what is it that you do?
Ronan, I assume.
No, I'm asking
Lucien.
Our client. Lucien, what is it exactly that you do?
I am a tinkerer, and
Yes, what does that mean?
I work with machines and objects and create them, but I work with machine and magic.
But there are other people like that here as well. Other guests.
I was gonna say
Yes.
Jessica definitely does a hold up a minute. So you work with machines and magic and stuff. This might sound kind of crazy, but have you ever made or heard of mechanical people? Why is everybody staring at me?
I guess it's possible.
My lord, I mean, you have seen their servants.
I haven't really paid any attention to them.
You should.
So boss, you're at a party where you're concerned about getting killed and you haven't been paying attention?
Well, I don't think the servants I'm not worried about the servants. I'm worried about everybody else.
I'm extremely worried about the servants.
I think someone wants to kill me so that I can't finish the deal that I have with Nephilia to basically be paid for the battery.
What battery? What is this battery? Is it of cannon?
It's a magic battery. It's essentially a way to store magic and then generate it from a battery itself. It's a way to, if you can do it right, you can power something for years and years and years without having to touch it.
Like a human machine. Theoretically.
I suppose. Theoretically, yes.
I believe we may have all met, probably, and look around just for confirmation. We've all met something that may fall under that category.
Yes, but
I met three very sturdy, very immovable, very creepy things that fall under that description.
I think that the six of us need to find somewhere more secure. Maybe one of the rooms upstairs.
I do not trust the rooms they provide for us. We should be careful, even in closed circumstances.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. If Mephilia wanted me dead, I'd be dead.
What about your cousin?
I can't think of any reason she'd want me dead, but she does get paid to have people killed, though. Because it's not entirely.
What about that Logan fellow?
She is a Black Widow.
Logan? Oh, okay.
No, go ahead, Mari. He stops and listens.
Before we go on to the other person, I mean, why did she oppose or comment on this transaction here? I do not know the ways of your people here, but it seemed
originally
she
I
took
had
umbrage with it.
I had talked to her about financial assistance for something. She turned me down. So I sought Our Lady's help, and I think she may be a little jealous. Family is important, but when family turns you down, it's not their right to want something when it's important now. When
Agreed.
They care.
My lord, the Arcane Empress, did come up in conversation, with someone. Is she perhaps a rival, or would perhaps want the schematics for herself?
I've never had interactions with the Arcane Empress. I didn't build this thing myself. I worked with another person named Raymond. He told me that he'd been meeting with the Empress, but didn't say why. I didn't think it would have been much of an issue. I was shocked to see her here. From what I understood, she was essentially an ocean away. But
and
she
what
does have the arcane.
What does she look like again?
She is a taller, slender woman. The side of her head is shaved, and underneath her left eye there's a runic tattoo. I don't know what it means though. Are all of you all right so far?
I mean, other than being really freaked out,
That's
I guess I'm alright. I mean, should we, I don't know, do the buddy system or something tonight so nobody's alone?
Sure.
It may be smart.
Yeah.
Are there any rules about having to be in your room, or can you roam freely through the house? From what
I
Mephilia said.
understand. Yeah, no, you can roam freely. You do know that very clearly. You can roam freely. She essentially said you can roam anywhere on the grounds. So there is a backyard is the wrong term, because it's like you go out the back door and there is a large hedge area that you could walk around it.
Hedge maze.
Like a courtyard?
There is not a graveyard, but there are statues with writing on them.
Oh, no,
You saw as a
courtyard.
glance.
I'm assuming the rooms that are off
Yes.
off limits will be guarded by the things, servants of
The
strange
things.
colors
Possibly, yes.
and makings and finger positions.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
You've noticed that they always seem to go a little bit strange when you ask them for something akin to their opinion. Like if you give them anything with free will, they can't really process that apparently.
It is strange.
I'm sort of tempted to try and make their heads explode.
So you ask them what it feels like to love someone, or to
I don't want
not
to.
obey this command.
You should
Don't want to have to pay for damaged property. To be fair.
Oh,
I dare you, Shirk.
My lord, when are you supposed to have your meeting?
Well, from what I understood, in 5 days.
5. That's more than yep, that's a lot. We'll talk about boundaries and communication later. She did no one else notice the pointed glancing when she said researching, and she stared at Lord Lucien for like a really long time? Just me? Because she did that.
I noticed that too. Also, Lucien, just real quick, that rate that I gave you was per diem, by the way. So if this is gonna be 5 days, we're gonna need to talk about the rest of
this deal goes through, I can happily pay the rest of you.
Perfect. Okay.
If I die, you won't get paid.
Right. Keep this one alive.
Buddy system.
Then,
I'm
Senor Adrian, let us
terrified.
proceed to our
I don't
rooms.
do politics. I do machines.
That's unfairly complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe just take a.
So, as
closer
out
look
of
at some
character,
servants.
how would you like your rooms to be? Would you like one large room where all of you are sleeping and then there's just like drapes to separate them? Or would you like separate rooms? I'll go around each person and ask, because luckily there's 5 of you, so it won't be a tie. And since Quinn has that face that screams fear that feeds me, Quinn, you go first.
Hi, I'm Quinn. And I'm only slightly frightened. Quinn.exe has stopped working. Why?
Separate rooms or one large room?
There are so many good and bad reasons for both.
Oh, and I would like to say thank you to Cleric of Cord for the delightful bane. Which, just to be clear, the room isn't the bane.
Funny joke. Love to see it. Where is my certain Violetta? Where is she? Violetta somewhere lights a cigarette, feeling Quinn's fear.
Quinn, I can roll for you.
Separate.
All right, Shirk. Now,
no,
you can change this if you would like. If you choose separate, they are individual rooms.
No, Shirk would want to be all together in one room.
Okay.
Just to keep it close on. Friends close, enemies closer, etc., etc.
Separate, together. Jessica, what about you?
Yes. A quick curiosity question from Raven. What would need to happen for one of these servants to say something about 404 when you ask them a question they can't answer?
I guess you'll just have to find that out. You can ask them anything. They're everywhere. They don't... Not gonna say that.
Go on. No. Separate rooms would be my vote.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Lorenzo, just because I feel it's pretty obvious. Separate?
Together.
Yeah, there it is. All right, Lydia. Let's see.
So a bed with actual pillows and a mattress and a blanket, aye?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I really don't mind which one it is then, because as long as there's a mattress, I like it. But I do think that being all together is a smarter move.
It seems like you will take the large room where you can room together and be stuck in a room together and you're all in the same place and there's only one door.
Pillow fort.
Yeah.
Pillow fort! I mean, what?
All
What's
right.
a pillow fort?
So, well, look at it this way. It's probably better that you're all together because that would have meant that Lucien was in a room by himself.
I assume you would have still put 2 people in each room.
You
I
keep
mean, you can if you would like. But so you all have one large room. I assume you go up together. Is there anyone that wants to do anything else at this point?
Against my better judgment, yes. Jessica really wants to know what's in that freaking library.
Oh, I bet you do.
So
If no one else is doing it, I can even give you a general schematic of what the mansion of Mephilia is like. So on the main floor, you know that there is the showroom where you all entered the first time. There is a ballroom. There is a dining hall, a kitchen, bathrooms, and a library. Upstairs, one of the servants tells you that's where the many, many bedrooms are. Mephilia has her study, and even has a separate room to study a star map. The basement has the servants' quarters, the armory, the safe, and the Arcana room. So all of you, good, I like that face, Tom. All of you go up to your room, walk inside, and just like the showroom, it is large. There are 6 beds, each a perfect distance away from one another, 3 on one wall, 3 on the other. There are shades against the back wall as you can see out into the courtyard.
So there's windows. What do the walls look like?
The walls have it's a pattern of like that lamplight pattern that's very common. It's that, but it's more of a darker orange and red. It's almost as if you're looking at like reddened soil that was put on a wall and then given a pattern.
So it's a solid piece. There are no seams or anything like that.
None.
He's still gonna take his gloves off and run his hands along the walls, walking about, seeing if he can feel any movement of air. One
That
hand
would
like
be-
toward the bottom of the wall.
That'll be an awareness test.
All right.
Yes. Check for all the traps. Check.
Oh, that's really. I'm gonna use a reroll on that. That was really bad.
Yes.
That was a 94. There we go. That is a success.
Okay. Absolutely nothing.
So our concerns are the windows and the door.
I suppose we should set up some sort of rotating shift to maybe someone can stay awake, yes?
Guard system always one awake, making sure others are easily roused. Keep your weapons on you at all time.
Yeah.
And right
I should-
now, I need everyone to make an incantation check for me.
how do I do
Okay.
that?
That is a willpower check.
Okay.
It is in your list.
succeeded.
I made it by 1.
I missed it. I missed it by 1.
If you don't have the, keep in mind it's one of the asterisk ones. If you don't have training in it, you flip to fail.
Oh, that is correct. I failed.
I'm helping, Gabe. I'm helping.
I love it.
Thank you.
So I what to fail? What now?
Flip to fail. Basically, with Zweihander, you can flip to win or flip to fail if you have special abilities or stuff, which means you flip the numbers around. So if you rolled a 52, it's actually a 25 and vice versa.
Succeed.
And flip to fail means that
okay.
if the flipping would make you fail, you have to do it. You fail. Thanks,
So I
Zweihander.
rolled a 34, but I don't have training, so it's actually a 43.
Exactly.
Yep. I rolled a 39, but I have no training, so it becomes a 93, and I fail big.
Don't forget, you have plenty of rerolls.
You do. We do.
No.
Might not be worth it.
So who has passed? Oh, Ronan. Oh, Ronan.
Ronan
Happy
summoned
Nerd.
the
Quick
demon.
reminder, for better or worse, Jessica's headed to the library during this, I think. I'm not sure if that's worse or better for Jessica.
Oh, so you walk out the door? Jessica,
Jessica's
as
not
you
even
walk
going
out
to
the
the bedroom.
door, you
She's just
feel...
going straight to the library.
Oh, perfect. That's going to be great. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, Lucien also fails. Ronan, you're sitting in bed, holding still. And there's a chill as everything in your vision turns to a pigment of blue. And you see a figure walk through the wall into your room. The side of their head shaved. You recognize who this is. But if those haven't realized right now, this is the Arcane Empress, Credence Chashan. She walks up to Lucien, who stands at the window, looking out. Looks to his side, looks him up and down. Oh, Lucien. I don't know why you thought. Also, thank you, Susie, for the raid. I cherish you. I'm doing you justice. They're terrified. Oh, Lucien. I don't know why you thought you and Raymond Klaus would make this work. Disgusting. You cannot control it, no matter how much you try. Little Lucien. And actually, Quinn, Ronan, since it's only you, I need you to make a stealth check.
Okay.
And you know what, Lydia? I'm gonna re-roll one of my re-rolls.
Oh no.
Yay.
Ooh, 27 is much better.
That's a 16.
You little twit.
Active casual.
You little twit. So she turns and looks at the rest of the group.
It's pretty good soup.
Don't worry. I really do hope that you don't go the way Raymond did, Lucien. And she opens the window, and it's weird that she can interact with it instead of fading through, but the window does open and she looks out. Don't fall. And then walks back through the wall. And then Ronan, everything goes back normal. And Lucien doesn't fall, but he catches himself as he realizes the window he was leaning on is open. I should have made sure it was locked. And this is the time it's moving again.
Hey, we might want to step away from the window and keep these things locked. Projectiles can easily be fired, I'm assuming.
Yes, Signore, please do not go near the window again, ever.
That's true. Shut shades.
If you need some fresh
I
air,
feel
just
bad.
let one of us know.
This bad stuff keeps happening to Ronan, this poor child. And it's not even on purpose at this point. But yeah, he goes to sit in a chair in the corner and then like just opens a notebook and is just making furious notes. Pulls them up.
Shirk over his shoulder, just sort of like Shirk puts his glasses on, so he's got his big orc head and these tiny glasses, and just sort of trying to make heads or tails of what he's writing in there.
So when you look over, he doesn't hide it. It is what looks to be a small device about this big that pulls in magic from around it, and then instead of like pulling in essence that would harm people, pulling in natural magic and harnessing. It's almost as if like solar powered, but it's nature powered instead.
Yeah. And
So
so
it's
Shirk sees
sustainable.
this and he says, "So, is there a rate of decay with the arcane energy that's stored inside, or can it be stored indefinitely?"
I haven't been able to get it to be stored indefinitely yet, but that's why I'm working on the resources from Lady Mephilia. With her backing, I should be able to make it. Right now, it can power something for a little over a year.
That's remarkable.
Yeah. It is.
You must be very proud.
I am.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to your partner, Raymond?
Yes. He drowned.
Well, that's terrible.
He was never much of a swimmer. Yeah. But I decided I would finish it. I won't let what we've done go to waste.
It's a good way to honor his memory.
As long as this battery lives, so does he, in a way.
All right. Well, I'm going to check in with the others and set up some sort of watch. You should rest. We don't know what could happen next.
And then after making enough notes, he just closes his book and just calmly goes to lay down in bed. So is there anything anyone in this room wants to do before Jessica goes to basically hang out with the children from the ring, but like quintupled?
Aside from Lorenzo totally stealing Shirk's soup while he's talking to that the client.
I've been carrying the soup.
Very good.
What about you, Mari?
Is Jessica wanting to go alone, or should we stay together when leaving the room and exploring? No.
I believe Jessica never came to the room. Jessica broke off and went.
Oh, she did. All right.
If out of character you would like to, it'd probably be relatively easy to find Jessica, because there would be a good few minutes of banter of just them being creepy as hell and Jessica still trying to get through. So it'd be very easy to bring you into a scene where Jessica may be getting to a shifting point of it, if any of you would like.
Yeah, but also if Raven wants to do this alone, that's perfectly fine with me. So if you want to if we want to have backup, then I'll have Mari go looking for Jessica, I guess. But no worries either way.
Sure, I'm good with whatever. Like maybe if Mari caught Jessica before you all reached the room, maybe, or something like that. Wanted to say something.
So I could see that
Before
as Jessica is going to the library, you would have probably gotten stopped a couple times because they just want to. Oh, I was going to say service you. Good Lord, they just want to help.
Different kind of bot.
And yet you spoke it out loud anyway.
Yeah. I was going to let that
you
sit
have
in
to.
my head
That's
alone.
the whole fun of course.
They're gonna have to dial back way far on the creepy factor for that to happen.
So about the third time they stop you, and these things just keep going on. But what else can we get for you? Do you need the skin of a lion? Just all kinds of weird shit. Mari walks
This is
up.
good.
but
I
look,
was gonna
but
say,
the skin of a
they-
lion would be so warm.
Yes, I require a freshly skinned lion.
Okay.
Jessica's just like, you know what? F it. Yes, that would be great. Go
And
out
as they
wherever there's a
walk
lion
past,
and kill it.
as they walk past, you see Mari like standing behind where they were, and like not too long after, but from almost below you, it's
Jessica's just gonna be like, holy shit, they actually had a lion here. Why did they? Who does that? Who has lions? And she's like talking to herself, probably as Mari's walking up.
Apparently, rich people.
Yeah, I'm with Nymeria. Thanks, I hate it.
I
Um,
figured you might not want to be completely alone going into places we're not supposed to go into.
Well, I mean, usually I work best alone with the whole sneaking thing, but in this case, being alone, thinking about it after the fact seems like a bad idea. So yes, that would be great.
If you get in, at least I can possibly keep an eye out or distract the weird things, whatever they are.
Yeah. I thought asking for a freshly skinned lion skin would have distracted them for a while. Sounds like they have them downstairs. I can't think of anything more exotic that they would have to go out for than that. Do you have any ideas?
Did you ask them to clean the hide?
Fuck.
Oh
No.
god. Oh well. I guess we gotta
Well,
be
I suppose-
specific with these. Anyway, library. Oh boy.
All right. Go and
so you get down to the library area, and there's only one person standing in front of it. This person looks like
when
a
you say
butler.
person.
Mustache, white hair, white hair, white hair. I don't know why I said one article of like facial hair and then just kept saying white hair. They have a mustache, a beard, and like honestly kind of like Doc's hair right now, but it's just all a snow white. They have like round glasses, hands behind back, full button up, and they're just looking forward.
Hi there. Are you how do I phrase this?
Depends on how you like to
Are
ask
you
the question.
sharing information with anyone right now?
What kind of information do you want?
No. I was just curious if you're currently, talking to someone else.
I'm talking to you right now.
Oh, thank God for that. Hi. I can't sleep and want to read something, so I was going to go into the library to find a book to read.
What kind of book would you like to read?
I am a very indecisive person, and I kind of just have to look at what's there to make a decision.
What about that one? Points to Mari. Does that one want to read too?
No, I would like to learn how to read.
We don't have time for that one, no. Sorry.
Oh,
Well,
you
actually,
don't
I can
know-
teach you a
don't know
word.
how to read? Oh dear.
And he pulls out a slip of paper and then a pen out of the other pocket, which is a little weird, but we're just going to ignore that. Writes a couple words down on it. And he shows it to you, Mari.
I
Can Mari actually not read?
You know what? No, she can't.
Okay. You have no idea what it says.
Can Jessica see it?
Yeah, Jessica, you can read it. It distinctly says nonsense.
Yeah.
That just looks like.
It looks like what? Nonsense.
That doesn't actually say anything.
All right.
Can
That's
you
not
read?
very helpful.
Looks at you, Jessica. Can you actually read?
No, I wanted to find a book to read before going to bed because I specifically can't read.
Oh, so you want a picture book?
No, that was called sarcasm.
Not a big fan of
You know-
sarcasm.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Mari, if you can't
Like the
read
soup.
now's like I can't sleep. Now's a perfect time to teach you how to read. Let's go into the library and I can teach you how to read from all these wonderful books.
You really want to be in this library pretty bad, don't you?
I really don't want to be in my room right now.
Oh, there's plenty of other places you could be if you didn't want to be in your room, but if you want to be in your library, you're going to have to go with you.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Seems like you can't be able to sleep, but if you wanted to go somewhere else, you go anywhere else in the house, but if you want to go in the library, I'll go with you. You can't seem to sleep, but if you really want to go to the library, I guess I'm going to have to be the one that goes with you.
Sure, hey, the more the merrier. Let's all have a learning how to read party in the library.
And he goes, you see the two out of the three that were standing in front of the library before make their way over.
Oh.
I'm going to be taking a few guys into the library, so if you could do me a favor and just watch the door while I'm in the library with them, it'd be perfect. Thank you. Yes, yes. And then in sync.
Could one of you get me some coffee, and the other one maybe get him some I don't know, vodka or something. He's talking way too fast. He's clearly had too much coffee.
Oh, I haven't had any coffee yet, but I'd like to have a cup of coffee after you. I mean, a few cups of coffee, and maybe I'll order a for the
Or maybe some sort of speed drug.
You want me to go faster? Or I can absolutely go faster for that.
I think there's a
right,
bee
come
in
on.
here.
Come on. Let's go.
Okay.
In. We're going in.
Yeah.
Jessica goes
Follow
into
it.
the
Make a
library with
rocket
this-
power reference? Twister? Is that a rocket power reference? If so, I appreciate you. If not, I still appreciate you. But yes, so you enter the library, and for those Doctor Who fans out there, this
no.
walking into this doorway is akin to walking into the TARDIS. This library is massive. From the outside,
Okay,
there's
that's actually
no
cool.
way it should be this big. But there are rows and rows and rows of book. There are 3 floors in this library. But the building only has 2.
Okay, Raven is ecstatic about this. It sounds amazing. Jessica is terrified out of her freaking mind.
Welcome to the Library of the Demon. What can I do for you here?
The library of the what?
Of the Demon?
Which
Why
one?
is it called that?
It was built by a demon?
Makes sense. And Mari wanders off to just look at books that are pretty.
It makes sense.
Yeah, your friend seems to be a little bit quick on the uptake. What about you? You're a little strange. Why don't you... I mean, I guess it is a little bit all that is built by a demon, but
I'm
friend's okay.
strange.
Yeah.
I don't know about anything anymore.
Then why did you come to the library?
Oh god.
So you
I'm
can
either
learn about
going
things you
to-
don't know. Wait, you can't even fucking read. What the fuck is you been here for? That's right, we gotta find
I
you a
can
picture
read.
book. So you're a liar?
No. It was sarcasm is not lying.
Oh, that's right. You said it was sarcasm. I still don't know what that word means.
Just like put an arm around it because she's just kind of fed up at the moment. She's like, I'm gonna
When you
teach you
do
all
that-
about sarcasm.
You can feel cold through his clothing.
Oh shit.
It's like touching a. It's like that drink from the fridge that was left out, so it's not cold, but there's still an essence of like this was in the fridge semi recently,
Okay.
and it's
Um,
like solid when you touch them.
Yeah, she's gonna swear and slowly just pull her arm back. On second thought, I should probably make sure Mari's okay.
So, out of character, what are you two looking for in the library, if anything at all?
Out of character, I just wanted to see what was in here and why the servants were keeping people out of it. So I'm looking for anything that looks... I was going to say out of the usual, but I'm going to have to be more specific.
Also, Shirk, Ronan, Lorenzo, if there's anything you want to do, think of it now because I'm going to come to you in a little bit.
Yeah, so being more specific now, anything that might look like it has something to do with these strange servants, or anything that says my secret plan to murder Lucien on it, anything like that.
So looking for something interesting. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's just make an awareness check since you're looking through the shelves to find anything of interest. What about you, Mari? Are you looking for anything in interest? Oh God, I can't stop the voice. Stop it.
I'm genuinely just here as backup because I would think it unwise that we go around completely alone at this time.
Just roll a D100 for me.
Me?
Yep.
Cool. Nothing ever bad happens when you just roll a random D100.
Of course not.
21.
You find a strange book. It's like got pink binding to it. Like real leather. Kind of makeshift.
So Mari will be attracted by this because it is real leather, but it is pink, and that is a highly unusual color to find leather in. And we'll double check to see if, and if so, how they dyed it. She knows a little bit about
Does she grab
tanning.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does she read what the cover is?
She can't, but she will look at the cover.
Oh my God! There's a picture of there's a pig's face on it.
Huh. Like an actual pig, not a drawn pig, but it's the face of a pig that is binding the leather?
It's a drawn pig. It's just not good.
Alright.
It's like someone would have expected Shirk to draw it without knowing that Shirk is actually an intellectual.
Fair enough. Well, the shading is a little bit off, but she flips through the pages to see if there's more illustrations.
There are illustrations of someone with a dagger, and then next to them, a pig holding a dagger, and there's like a circle in between them, and then the human person like stabs themselves, and the pig holding the dagger gets bigger. And the illustrations get interesting. There's another illustration of the pig on top of a giant skeletal pig.
Don't think that has anything to do with our case because pigs. So we'll put it back eventually and not bother Raven with Jessica with it. And just keep wandering, looking at paintings and or globes or whatever you have in a library like this.
I will say, because it's funny, she does remember what the symbols of the title look like. So if you ever want to bring that up, you can.
Okay.
Jessica, go ahead.
I got a 12. Target was 55, so good solid success.
Nailed it.
Not sure if that's good or bad for me yet, but what is Jessica aware of?
So you do find books related to magical construction and engineering. There is a book by Victor Crane, who, just from researching a little bit more and more, that is the grandfather of both Lucien and Vivian Crane.
Okay. Just looking at my skills. Is there a way to that I can sneakily try to tuck that into my coat?
Yes, there is. You could either that'll be skullduggery or stealth. I'll let you pick, just in this circumstance, because it just depends on which way you're going to be doing it. If you're trying to just do it out of their view or actively hide.
Gotcha. Not like. No. She's basically trying to steal it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So which would that be?
Skullduggery, if you're just trying to, like, put it out of view, more so. Stealth is if you're like trying to make it as if nothing had happened. Well, skullduggery will be more of like distracting almost.
And as a point, skullduggery is a trained skill, yeah?
Yes, skullduggery is
you
trained.
need training in
not.
it, or you're foot to fail.
Oh, sure.
Gotcha.
Look at you being helpful. I'm definitely not working against her at all.
Yeah, she's just trying to essentially tuck it into her coat and steal it to where there's nobody would notice it's missing unless they specifically went looking for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me that stealth check.
So that would be stealth, he said? Okay, so target is a 40. Come on. Oh, that is not a 40. I'm going to
reroll.
Use a reroll.
Go for it.
Please be kind, die. Oh, dang it.
So
Two
you
fails.
cannot seem to like actively hide this book anywhere. It's cumbersome, it's bulky, it's weirdly shaped. I don't think you'll be able to get it out.
All right, then I'll just start trying to read it. Jessica actually can read, but I imagine a lot of this stuff is like Greek to her.
Yeah, it is a lot of technical jargon, but you do hear talk of almost harnessing electricity in some way, harnessing the energy around everything, and then using that to turn into actual electricity, actual power, actual life. Magic is, in a way, life, and it just depends on how you harness that life, what you put that life into, what you pull that life out of. How can we mix that with technology? How can we manifest it through raw power, through magical recreation affecting machine?
Okay, and what was the name on the book again? The author?
Oh, Victor Crane. That is the grandfather of Vivian and Lucien.
Okay, good to know. She's gonna remember to talk to Lucien about this, and I guess she'll put the book back.
All right. So are both you, Mari, and Jessica done?
I think so. Failing finding any book titled "My Plan to Murder Lucien Crane," I think Jessica's done.
That's fair. So you'll slowly be making your way back up to the room, and this time guided by the two that are your absolute favorite, well, 2 out of the 3, Jessica, that stood at the door. We will bring you home to your room. Room, sleep, slumber, party.
Do you guys ever get to sleep as well? Do you need to sleep?
Yes.
I have a question for each of you. Just go look at the one on the left. Go,
yes.
What is the meaning of life? And the one on the right. What does love feel like?
So you asked the one on the left, what is the meaning of life? Life has individual meaning to each and every one that shall experience it. So my answer to what the meaning of life is will be significantly different than yours, because what is the meaning of your life? Do you feel like your life has value? It does. But what value does it hold? What more would you like to do? Is there anything that you're missing? Who is Jessica Tracy? And why is she here? We want to know.
That is surprisingly positive and uplifting, and yet still creepy.
We
think
love
it's big-
my lady.
Because they get closer and closer and closer. That's not helping.
And you ask the one on the right, what is love? And it looks at you and says, would you like to find out?
Not at the moment. We'll put a pin in that.
Registered. You would like me to pin you?
No.
Noted.
Jessica,
Not
if you
at
wanted to do that, you should have gone in your own room.
That's not what I meant. I said, what does love feel like?
I'm
not-
joking. I'm joking. I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
And then they just take you back to your room. So the other three, what are you doing while the weird sex is happening?
Wait. In the middle of the weird robot sex conversation, as they get closer to the room, you hear Shirk saying, "All I'm saying is, if you wanted some soup, you should have ordered soup while we were downstairs. That was my soup, Lorenzo."
I thought you were done with it.
Oh. Hold on, wait. Everyone, keep an eye on Lucien. And I'll go to open the door.
You see a servant with two
Door
bowls of
noise.
soup in their hand. Soup?
Oh. Thank you. Not scary thing. And I take it with both hands, like both things of soup, and I close the door with my foot.
One is chowder, one is house special.
Ah, good. That's great. Bye. Good night. Good night. Never mind. They brought
Good night.
more soup because
Night, good.
we are staying in a terrifying place where they hear all of our thoughts and... Okay.
So you did not hear footsteps walk away. Not all of them.
It's comforting. Oh, Foley work.
That was my actual door, so that was uncomfortable.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go close that.
Gabe,
So
it's
terrible.
the
got
servants
all of
coming
them?
to get you, I'm sure.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'm gonna let them
maybe
have it.
someone's here to
I'm gonna
bring
find
you
out what love
Gabe.
feels like.
You'll get pinned.
Oh my god.
They started just singing
Well-
a Hathaway song. It wasn't great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
But did they bring soup?
Yeah, do they have
Didn't
soup?
ask. I don't know.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
check. All they had was cake. All right. So back to the story.
Probably a lie.
Quick clarifying question to the GM.
Yes.
We heard the servant say not all of them.
Yes. Yes, you did.
I'm gonna lean very close into Shirk.
Yeah.
I don't think we should. Oh. I think they are waiting for us to all be in one place.
What do you mean?
Well, I think the soup delivery was an excuse to count our number.
Oh, do you think they came to see how many of us were in here?
Yes.
And they share information?
Yes.
It's possible, but we still should just, as a general rule, be careful what we say. Where's Ronan? Ronan. Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Why? What?
We think the servants are. I think that soup delivery was an excuse to count our number in this room, and they've determined that we are not all here. I think they're waiting for us all to be in the same room.
Why?
Probably that yeah, that probably checks out. Do you all know anything about magic, either of you?
No.
Only theoretically.
How theoretically, Shirk? if that is your real name.
It's not, but you could call me Shirk if you want.
Is there a name you'd prefer?
My my real name is Hieronymus.
Do you prefer that or a Shirk?
Whichever makes you more comfortable. You seem to be fairly high-strung, so if one of them is easier, I just use the Shirk name when we are on a job and I need to use. Shirk has a very violent, fricative sound to it, and so, Shirk. So
Yes.
that's what I use. But whichever. Hieronymus is fine. Or Ronnie. Yes.
Are you okay? That was a lot of words, more than I was anticipating. So, do you maybe Laura, where's Lucien? In the room.
Asleep, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he
He's
is
asleep.
passed out asleep.
God damn it. Okay. So, you're gonna have to trust me on this. Gee, I, the player, feel like I say that a lot in a lot of different contexts. The Arcane Empress, did a thing, and, you know, when the windows, opened? She opened the windows.
No, Lucien was leaning on the window and it opened.
No, she came into the room, with magic that I saw, and I am not entirely sure why, so that's why I'm a little, there's a lot happening already in the 3 hours that we've been here. How do we, protect against, magic that, may,
I can see how that would be upsetting if you considered that to be what actually happened.
I mean, it is.
I find perhaps when facing unknown threats, if we don't know what the threat is, predicting the timing of it is very helpful. Perhaps if we made ourselves appear vulnerable tonight, we could draw an attack at a time in which we are ready for it. Perhaps if we all seem to be asleep, the person on watch seemingly falls asleep, perhaps we could draw an action out and be prepared.
I don't know if we want to do that.
I'm not sure we want to invite any trouble. There are forces, perhaps arcane in nature, that are greater than we had anticipated previously, perhaps?
Mean, it's literally in her name.
What can we do against it if we stay up?
It's a good point.
More than we can do if we are asleep.
Not actually asleep. We merely feign sleep. If nothing else, we can control perhaps the timing of the attack.
So, are the others back yet? Are Jessica and Mari back yet?
They probably just arrived. And as Jessica and Mari arrive, you both see there are two of the two servants that you came with. There is no one still standing at the door, but the two servants you came with stand on opposite sides of the door, not directly against it, but close enough. If you need something, we are here.
You know, I think I'm mostly over the meat sweats now. Can I get some ice cream?
What flavor would you like your ice cream to be? And then at that point you hear and you see someone running up the steps with the pelt of a lion. And they hand it to you, Jessica.
This is because Jessica's gonna call out before they can get closer. I forgot to mention I need that cleaned as well.
They turn it, and it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's gonna take the lion pelt.
Good quality too.
It is. It looks pristine.
You can get a good amount of money out of that on the market.
We have no need for money.
Well, that's enviable.
What do you need?
What do you need?
Tell me more about the life and times of you. Jessica's gonna flip that around back on them.
We exist here. We live here. Money is not a necessity for us.
Yes, this is where you live. What do you need? What makes you function? What gives you purpose in life?
A heart?
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla.
It's
Dang it.
it's not a bad answer.
It's good. It's a good answer.
Do you know where the
it's not
fruit
bad.
vanilla comes from? Would you like fresh vanilla flavored ice cream?
No, that is.
I would like some.
Vanilla and
Gladly.
chocolate if you have it. That'll do
Perfect.
fine.
Swirl.
And what have you, Jessica?
Buttered pecan?
I will get butter and a pecan. Also, one of you get the beaver, please. And all but two, well, two of them walk away, leaving one standing there. Now, for those of you who think that's weird, there is a sense where beaver flavoring is how you get vanilla, but we can talk about that later. This is not something Gabe made up. It's real messed up.
That's for the after show.
Oh, also, there is a
Wait, did he
poll
say
in
beaver?
chat. Yes. There is a poll in chat. Who shall be corrupted by Mephilia's House of Doom? This house does have an effect on people while you stay in it. So tell me, who is the house going to affect? And we know how gambling works. The house always wins. It's nice not being on that side of the table. Like this. But yes, I will tell the cast at the end of this. But the rest of you, if you would like, before we get to it, please make sure you come back next week because I'll tell you where the beaver flavoring comes from, unless you look it up, but don't. Now, they go to get the vanilla ice cream for you. It takes maybe 5-10 minutes, and there is still cold coming off of it. Multiple bowls for each of you.
Thank you for the ice cream.
It is my pleasure.
Good night. Closing the door now.
Yes, you
Bye.
are. And then it shuts. Well done, closing the door.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so strong, Shek.
Are you gonna be here all night?
If you would like us to be.
No, thank you.
No, go away.
You
We
do not
voted,
need
and no thank you.
servicing
We're all
throughout the
standing
night?
by the door.
We'll service ourselves, thank you.
What phrasing?
You will find out what love is. And then it leaves.
Okay, thank you for
I
bringing
know humor.
friends back with you from the library. It was thoughtful. Jessica, Mari.
Lucian's like waking up slowly. What is happening?
You know, I'm starting to sort of find them quite entertaining.
Ron, was there something you wanted to share with our other two friends here about what you potentially saw?
Yes, Ronan had a vision of a ghost.
I did not have a vision of a ghost. I saw the Arcane Empress. She came into the room and she said some words that I couldn't quite make out all of them, and then she opened the windows, and then Lord Crane nearly fell to his presumed death. So
Absolutely.
I am reluctant to follow this trope, but everything here can be explained through matters of science, and its connection to the arcane. These servants are obviously automatons of some kind. Perhaps
No, that
Ronan
was
saw.
magic. She froze the room. She does
What
that
do you mean?
sometimes.
what can you elaborate on that?
She can control the flow of movement inside specific areas sometimes.
And I
Senior
and I
Lucien-
saw that. Why?
For whatever reason, you shook out of it, I guess?
Wait, so you said she comes in. You said she talked to Lucien? And then opened the
think-
window?
Yes.
If nobody's supposed to be able to hear it, why is she talking to Lucien? That seems awfully just melodramatic.
I've read in books
She is
that
dramatic.
where villains sometimes they like to monologue. So it seemed like it was a little bit of that, maybe.
She's less of a villain and more of just overzealous.
I mean,
So she's
she
trying
almost
to-
pushed you out a window.
She's trying to spook us or scare us.
She's probably trying to spook me.
Is it working?
So,
I've seen more of her than most. It doesn't scare me.
Earlier, you said you had like no dealings with her.
Well, some of us lie about our relationships when they are not publicly knowledge, usually.
Signore Lucien, are you saying that you have made an enemy of a woman who can control time and space?
Well, time in spaces, but I don't know if it's as much an enemy as a lover scorned, I guess.
You, Signore, have taught me a great lesson about asking for more detail when I accept a job.
Yes, I'll second to that. Yes.
Lucien, dear,
Yes.
summer child.
That was born in the spring, but yes.
I was also born in the spring.
Oh,
I'm a child.
How many enemies do you have, and how many of them can do supernatural things? These are important things to let your protection know.
And how many of
Before
them
they
are
take
here in
the
this
job.
house?
So I can answer that last one. I think, any.
All of them?
Maybe
All?
all of them, I guess.
Okay, I'm out.
Well, you're kind of stuck
Okay.
here for the next few days.
Serious question.
Yes.
How the hell are you alive? If this is how you treat death threats.
Well, I care about technology more than my life sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna take this ice cream, and I'm gonna take my lion pelt, and I'm gonna go make a blanket for it.
Why do you have
What
a
did
lion
you
pelt?
get?
Why did you get a lion?
It's a long story. I thought it might be something to get the servant things to go away for a while. Apparently,
Oh.
they had a live lion in the basement.
We did
and
hear them
so-
skinning the
That's
lion.
what I thought. Who knows? It seems.
Yeah, this is fresh. So yeah, I'm gonna go process.
I return to the plan.
Bye.
If we do not know what attack is coming, perhaps drawing the attack out at a time of our choosing would be most appropriate. When I am in a duel and I do not know what my opponent intends to do, I present an opening with the intention of closing it once they begin their attack. Perhaps we can apply that theory here.
Bait. I like it.
Exactly.
The reason that
Better
I
than
asked
any
for
other
all
plan
of
I've
you,
heard, including the one with the lion pelt.
the reason I asked for all of you to protect me is because you are unpredictable. I came into this house knowing that there were dangerous figures, and the beauty of all of you, you are unpredictable variables. But that's also why you were reliable.
Did you mean gullible when you said reliable there?
No, if I was seeking gullible, I could have built something that helped me.
Could Jessica do something at that moment?
Go for it.
I think as soon as Mari says, "Do you mean gullible?" Is that what you mean by saying reliable? You hear like Jessica with a mouthful of ice cream from underneath the lion pelt in a corner of the room going, "Yes!"
Is the gentleman being completely honest with us? I'm asking the GM, should I make a scrutinize roll?
Yes. Yes, you should.
I would like to do that as well if I can.
Go for it.
Dreadlord.
Ooh, that's a crit fail. I'm going to use another one of my rerolls. All right. Well, I'm going to use another one of my rerolls. Mark them both off, Lydia.
Mine is a success.
I failed pretty hard.
Me too. It's not very clear, Lorenzo, but Ronan, you can tell there is a bit that he's holding inside. It's nervous, but there's still a lot of information that's being held in, like the information about the Empress being a lover scorned, so to speak.
So the secrets thing, we're gonna need to know them, or you're probably gonna die. Sir, Lord, my lord.
All right.
And
all right.
probably all of us as well.
I'll tell you everything. But I think that might be a good place to call it. So we're gonna just go the opposite of what we did. Thank you for everyone coming to join us for this fantastic Zweihander game, which I feel like is a good testament to show you how this system can be used for so many different things and still come out delightful. So let's go to Tom first. Tom.
Oh boy. All right. So it's been a lot of fun being on the player side of things in Zweihander. This has been a blast. Not creepy at all. No, not even a little bit. You can find me at TP_Grant on Twitter. My game tonight, unfortunately, is canceled due to flood rains near our GM, but I am normally on Wednesday nights on the Forgotten Throne and Master of the Game, and Friday it has yet to be seen what's going to be happening with that, but we will be on Master of the Game and returning to Wildmount, starting our new Dwindalian group, which it's essentially the same group. We're just coming out with new characters, going on a little adventure in the Dwindalian Empire. We're going to party with some gnomes and Hupperduke.
That sounds exciting. I'm actually looking for. I love the
fun.
world.
If you guys are coming to that Friday night game, if we have it, bring your glow sticks and your pacifiers because it's gonna get weird.
You know, weird is my thing. So, Lydia, please.
Yes. Yeah, we found out the hard way that weird is your thing, Gabe, but it was pretty cool and like the best of the creepiest of Doctor Who episodes and weirdly combined. I'm absolutely here for that. So I'm Lydia, I'm Half-Hour's Hermit here on Encounter Roleplay on Twitter and anywhere else really in social media, but this is where you'll mostly find me behind the scenes and of course here on our lovely Zweihander game. I'm also doing the next Meat Grinder, which is on the 31st of May. And there's the option to sign up still until Monday. So over the weekend, if you want to get yourself a character that you would like to send to certain death in the Feywild with some lovely Fey bullshittery, then send it in the Meat Grinder Discord. It's going to be for charity, so you will die, but you will die for a good cause. And we're collecting for Children's Hospital at the moment, so or for the Meat Grinder, so the money will go to where it's needed. Generally join our Discord because it's pretty cool, and that's where we're all having gift fights, and we'll have more inappropriate humor waiting for you.
What? The term meat grinder is just fantastic.
I know, right?
For like the sessions.
It's
So
also never mind.
go ahead. No, what were you gonna say?
No, just the amount of you can tell when people leave out the E when they type meat grinder. You can sort of never mind.
Amazing.
That has happened.
Raven,
That has happened.
That took me a
please
second.
follow that up with some wholesome nature that keeps definitely happening to your character.
This was horrifyingly amazing.
That's what
I
I strive
absolutely
for.
loved
Thank
it.
you.
You are a fantastic DM. I'm very glad I had the opportunity to play with you. I'm looking forward to the rest of this campaign. I very much enjoyed it, even though Jessica is, she's in a blanket for eating ice cream to console herself, so she's pretty freaked out. But I absolutely loved it. I'm Raven. You can find me on Twitter at the Raven, RAVVYN. And you can find me next on my channel, twitch.tv/RAVVYN, for the Tickfall Files. We'll be playing a different private detective and a Monster of the Week game that's set in the future in New Orleans. And it's sort of a Fae mystery. So we're dealing with different creatures of the Fae as mostly humans. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's me.
Gotta love Faye. Now, Doc, how you feeling?
Hey, I feel great. I feel terrific.
Good.
Love it. Yeah, no, I'm having a great time. I'm completely baffled and just I have no idea, and I'm so looking forward to seeing where this mini campaign will go over the next 6 weeks. And so yeah, keep guessing. I have no idea what's going on. Neither does Shirk, although he wishes he did. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Justin, but I'm Doc Rimbo here and on the Discord and all places in between. Thanks everybody for stopping by. And I'm gonna go get some soup or something like that for dinner. I don't know, some chowder.
There you go. Soup's never gonna end. So Quinn, how about that soup?
Hi, Gabe. I hand you a precious cottagecore thembo. And this happens. Woof. What a time to be alive for now. Cool. Yep. Quinn.exe has stopped functioning a while ago. But I'm Quinn at Quintastic_ on Twitter. I write TTRPGs. My most recent is actually for Troika pamphlet adventure jam called Undeath of the Author. And if you like weird, pretentious shit, you might want to look at that. But I write other things too. It's all on my Twitter and on my website, which is on my Twitter. Just go to my Twitter.
And I am Gabe at Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else on the internet. You can find me here, of course, on Wednesdays. I'm not streaming as much other stuff, so I'm just randomly streaming throughout the days. I loved running this campaign. This is the first Zweihander campaign I got to run, and I knew that I wanted something absolutely chaos, but in a sense that you can see the lines of like how it's going. So, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow is Dylan Noir, Dreams of Dust. Also, hello, if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else on the internet, we appreciate you and all the support. And thank you for joining us on Zweihander. And also a big thanks to our sponsors, Fantasy Grounds and Zweihander. You all help make this possible. And the last thing, from the corruption poll, Ronan, the delightful little one, is the one with the corruption. I wonder what'll happen to them next time. I guess we'll see. Take care. and enjoy your soup.